Hi friends, it's Stacy from Passion Progress. I'm so excited today to be making one of my top recipes over on my blog, passionprogress.com. Today we're making Copycat Starbucks egg bites. So if you've had the egg bites at Starbucks, I especially love the bacon Gruyere ones. So we're gonna recreate those at home today. Follow along. Making the bacon egg bites at home is so easy to do. You only need a few ingredients. You need cottage cheese, I'm using 2%. You need bacon, which we're gonna fry up beforehand, a dozen eggs, and then Gruyere cheese, and then salt and pepper to taste. It's that simple. The first step is to cook your bacon. So I like to actually do mine on a pan in the oven. I think it gets really crispy this way. I'm gonna bake it at 400 degrees for 12 to 20 minutes, depending on how crispy and the oven is browning it. I like it super crispy. Once it's done browning, then I'll take it out, we'll cut it up, and that will be used in our bacon egg bites. While my bacon's cooking, I'm gonna get my eggs ready. So we're using a dozen eggs. I know it sounds like a lot, but this makes 12 egg bites. I usually serve 2 at a time, so you're basically getting 2 eggs, which I think is a great breakfast. Okay, I got my dozen eggs in there. I'm gonna add my cottage cheese and Gruyere and mix that all up. Next, I'm adding in my cottage cheese. I've had people on my blog ask me if they can use ricotta. You absolutely can use ricotta. They're very similar. The other main ingredient is Gruyere. I love Gruyere. It's so delicious to me. It's somewhat like a cheddar, like a sharp cheddar. I love the strong flavor. I think it makes this recipe really great. But if you don't like Gruyere, you don't want to spend the money on it, you can absolutely use a cheddar. I think a mozzarella would change the flavor because it's so mild compared to cheddar, but I would suggest cheddar, maybe like a jack cheese if you don't want to use Gruyere. So we're going to use 1 cup of Gruyere cheese. Here's my block of Gruyere, now all shredded, adding that to my egg mixture. It's a lot of cheese, but I love cheese and I think it adds so much flavor to this recipe. And we're gonna mix it all around. If you prefer, you can actually do this in a blender or a food processor. My recipe over on passionprogress.com, I actually did it in a blender the first time I made this, which makes the eggs really light and fluffy. Honestly, I just didn't feel like setting up my blender today because it felt like more effort than just using my little whisk here, but you absolutely can use a blender. It will give it a extra layer of fluffiness and lightness, I think, to this recipe. So I'm going to show you all what this mixture looks like. Very cheesy. You can see that. My bacon's still browning in the oven, but I wanted to talk to you a little bit about supplies for this recipe. So I love using these silicone molds. I think they work so well because you can actually, I don't know if you can see that, but you can just pop it right out. Once the egg bites are done and starting to cool, you can literally just take it from the bottom and pop it out. It makes it so easy to get them out. I'm linking to all the products I used today over on passionprogress.com. Search egg bites. My bacon just came out of the oven, so I'm going to chop that in a minute. But first I wanted to tell you the next step. So we preheat the oven to now 300 degrees. And a really important step is that you make a water bath like this. I just used a 9x13, filled it with 1 inch of water. This is gonna go on the bottom rack of my oven. This is gonna create a humid environment for the eggs because the egg bites that you get at Starbucks are sous vide, which means they're actually cooked in water, which is why they're so moist. We're gonna recreate that sous vide texture by adding this water at the bottom of our oven. Here's my crispy bacon out of the oven. I'm gonna chop that up finely. My bacon is all chopped up, so now I'm gonna spray my muffin tin with cooking spray. We wanna make sure that those egg bites don't stick. As I said, the silicone really helps with that, but we still wanna make it super easy to get them out when the time comes. So spray generously with cooking spray. Now we're gonna do a little bit of bacon on the bottom and a little bit of bacon on the top of each of these egg bite dishes. Last time I cooked them, I only put bacon on the bottom, and basically what happened was it just all stayed at the bottom. You could incorporate into the egg mixture as well, but the reason I chose not to do that was because I actually wanted that crispiness on the bottom, which you'll only get if you add it on the bottom, so the bacon will stay pretty crispy. And then I'm gonna add it on the top too, so it'll be crispy kind of on both sides. It will incorporate a little bit, but not too much. Obviously, we're gonna disperse the egg mixture evenly amongst these cups. But I'm trying the 4th cup because I thought that might be just the right amount to get all of these filled equally. All right, I have maybe another 1/2 cup, so I'm just gonna kind of evenly distribute that, what's left. Just about a 4th cup in each of these, just a little bit over a 4th cup. And then we're gonna put the remainder of our bacon generously on top. And if you do wanna mix it around a little bit, you could absolutely take a fork or a spoon and kind of like mix it in. I don't think that hurts at all. And we're gonna bake this at 300 degrees until just slightly browned. Also, you can head over to passionprogress.com for the entire recipe and lots of other fun videos. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow along as I continue making more cooking videos. All right, let me show you what these look like before I put them in the oven. You can see a little bit. I'm gonna put it in the oven now. The egg bites just came out of the oven. I want to show you how delicious they look. I'm gonna let them cool just for a few minutes and then I'll take them out and show you how yummy they are. All right, it's still a little hot, so I'm using my towel. I'm gonna pop one out, show you how it looks. Can you see that deliciousness? It's still hot, but it's super tender and moist. That's why I absolutely love these. Let me open it up for you so you can see. See how moist it is. So much goodness in there. You can see the cheese, super tender. Just as good as what you can get at Starbucks. Thank you so much for watching. Head over to passionprogress.com for the full recipe for these Copycat Starbucks egg bites. Don't forget to like and subscribe and leave me a comment and let me know what you'd like to see next.